Every now and again, you get a really good software that does the things that you want it to do. You're mixing, you're recording, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you want to go to your favorite thing that you could do certain things, whatever that is. Delays, reverbs, compressors, stereo, whatever it is. And there's so many products out there on the market. And Waves is one of those plugins that a lot of people use when it comes to mixing. It's almost a standard. 90% of the people who have studios or you actually go to an actual recording studio, Waves would be one of the things that is in the arsenal to actually go and do the things you needed to do. But there are others. There's U.R.S, there's Slate, there's Mac DSP, there's Isotope, there's IK Media, Multimedia. They make a slew of stuff. Fab Filter, they make a slew of stuff as well. And a bunch of others. But one of the ones that I use that a lot of people don't seem to really be speaking about, at least I haven't seen it, is one called U.R.S. Stands for Unique Recording Software, based off the name of a studio that was in existence 1978 to 2004 called Unique Recording Studio. They have a slew of analog modeled EQs and compressors, and I like them a lot. This is not sponsored by them, but this is not so much of a review of them. This is more or less, I think you guys should try it out. For those who really like analog gear modeled software, I think this is one of those that you should get your hands on. Most all third-party plugins are emulating some form of something hardware-wise that once existed or now exists up to this day. And we want that sound because this is what you recorded in years ago, be it a band, be it a singer, whatever it is that you did. You were able to record straight into hardware, and the hardware components is what made a lot of the songs and sounded the way that they did. And U.R.S, to me, seems to achieve that. One of the things that I find that's interesting is, let's say you want to get UAD, but you don't want to necessarily get the actual sound card that goes with it to put into your computer, and you got to do all this other stuff. I think there's similar things that UAD has that U.R.S has that's actually fairly comparable. Now, I'm really just speaking on the EQ and the hardware component parts as far as the software is concerned. UAD makes a ton of stuff, so I'm no way near crapping on UAD at all. I think UAD and U.R.S is the supposed cheaper version of what UAD can do. This is just my opinion. I really don't know. I haven't really played heavily with a lot of UAD stuff, but I'd like to get my hands on it. But there's certain things that can be actually beneficial in using U.R.S. I find that if you want to make a comparison, if you are a Wave user, there's an API equalizer that U.R.S seems to mimic pretty close. And they look the same almost, except for API is more vertical while U.R.S is more horizontal. But the same amount of bands, 10 bands, input, output, a few things here and there, gain, so forth and so on, a meter to actually let you know what's going on. But not much of a difference, but they're similar in the aspect of what it's supposed to do. It's a 10-band equalizer. Whatever it is you wish to use it for, master bus, drums, or whatever the case is, I think U.R.S pretty much achieves the goal of what it does when it designed a lot of their hardware component, software, analog, mimicked, whatever stuff that they've made. I like it. I use it pretty much whenever I can. A lot of times what happens is I'll get a new computer or I'm switching systems and in 1 minute it will work here, but the next minute it won't work there. And it's really kind of crazy. And it's working on my PC, so I'm happy. I'm switching to Mac fairly soon, and I don't know if I'm going to really just use the Mac for more video stuff and keep my PC for audio stuff, but I do want to switch to Mac for the seamless connection that Macs have once you get into a Mac system. I have an Apple TV, I have an iPhone, I have an iPad. Why not just make it just easily accessible to just bounce back and forth with information and files? So I'm thinking about that, switching. It seems to make sense to me, but that's neither here or there. But if I did switch, I'm hoping that I'll be able to just jump right into the U.R.S. and bring U.R.S. into the Mac world, which will make life 10 times easier for me if I decided to use the Mac solely as a recording and video editing unit. Most people tend to have a plugin that they go to for whatever it is that they want to do. It's their go-to compressor, their go-to EQ, their go-to delay, whatever have you. I tend to use the saturation plugin that actually is, to me, light as far as using your CPU is concerned, but powerful to get the point across. Subtle, but noticeable and powerful. I like the U.R.S. saturation. That's one of my go-tos. I used to go to, and I can go to every now and again, what Pro Tools brings, this lo-fi unit. That's also kind of light and subtle enough, not uses a lot of power. But the subtleties between the two, there's a noticeable difference between the two. And lo-fi has more of an impact with their tape saturation than what U.R.S. has. Its impact is there, but it's the subtlety that I like, that the impact that it gives. I wish I could really explain that, and it's kind of hard, but there's a noticeable difference. And U.R.S. seems to be powerful yet subtle, while lo-fi and Pro Tools tends to be extremely powerful, and you have to draw back for subtleties. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. It's just a choice that I usually go with when I want to use something saturation-wise. I could go to U.R.S. saturation and get what I need out of that. Of course, I could use the J37 that comes with Wave or the Kramer tape saturation. There's other tape emulators out there. I've tried a few, and a PSP has one. I used to love that to death. And there's always something that you could go to other than, but I seem to really like, I think, what U.R.S. does with saturation. Give it a try, see what you say, and see if you feel the same way. I wish I could play you the differences, but this is one of the reasons why I think switching to Mac would also make sense, because I can't use my interface because it's a CPU, it's an interface whore. It wants to take up all the real estate and time and space and all that other good stuff. While with a Mac, screenshotting is easy, or screen recording is a lot easier. But again, we don't want to talk about that. I'm still deciding if I really want to put all my power and stuff into the Mac, and I'm really considering it. But this is not about a Mac conversation. This is about U.R.S. And I think you guys should try it out. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can go down there and check it out and click it and see what you think, and pass by, give them your love. Say, hey, you heard it from Zeb, and they're going to wonder, who the hell am I? But it doesn't really matter. You check it out, you see what you think, and I think you'll like it. It's a really great plugin, light in its usage, but powerful in its delivery. And I think a lot of times that's what we want when it comes to really good plugins. Something that doesn't kill your machine, as well as delivers exactly what you want. I like it. I think you will too. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the little belly thing to let you guys know I'm coming with stuff when I'm coming with stuff. And I'll see you next week sometime, because I'm going to DC for the awesome Comic-Con and do some geek stuff. I'm going to be filming some stuff with some friends, and that stuff is going to go towards another channel that I'm a part of, and I'll give you the details of that later. But for the most part, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to pack and get ready and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. I'll see you when I see you.